I don't go out and buy ballet slippers for myself. I don't burn the money. I use what you give me as well as I can, but there's a limit.
If you want more, go pull it off a money tree.
It doesn't come up that often. Only once in a whole lifetime can the boy be confirmed.
And if it isn't him, it'll be something else.
He's going to have a new suit for his confirmation if I have to go out into the streets and ask strangers for the money.
I don't want it. I wouldn't wear it now if he got it for me.
I'm telling you how it is.
Wipe up the milk, will you? It's like sitting at a pig's table.
The milk is spilled. Let it be.
May I be excused from the table, please?
We're supposed to be a family. We're supposed to sit down like decent people and have a quiet breakfast.
You're excused.
Where's your decency? Not to pull me down in front of the kids.
Where's your decency? To let your son be confirmed without a rag to his back.
All right. All right. Take the money from the refrigerator payments. And when they come for the refrigerator, take the money for the couch payments. And when they come for the couch, give them the money we owe on the drapes and the rug and the table in the kitchen and the bed in the bedroom and the chairs we sit on. And here, take the gold from my heart and buy what you want. Because everybody says I got a solid gold heart. So take it to the hog shop and buy your son a blue confirmation suit.
Take off your coat. I'll sew the button back.
I haven't got time. I'll get him fixed later. There ought not to be so much hollering at the breakfast table. Starts the day off bad.
Still and all, he's got to have a new suit. Nothing's changed about that.
What do you all want from me? What do you want from me?
Once, for a period of weeks, there were ants in John Clinton's kitchen. Every morning when he went to the sink for a glass of water, there were the ants. They were only minding their own business. They moved in a thick column back and forth from the drain and up the sides of the sink and back into the crack where they had their nest. And one day, Mrs. Clinton said, "Today, the man who kills the ants is coming." And in the evening, when John Clinton came home, the ants were gone. From time to time after that, he used to worry about how the ants were alive in the morning when he left and dead in the evening when he came home. Without warning, with no sense of impending doom. And yet the exterminator was coming to wipe out their lives in a cold and unfeeling way. And it worried Clinton, because somehow he felt that maybe that was the way it worked with people, too.
Alarm number 75,116, 1960, two-door hardtop, black and white. License number 5F9836, New York. Order number 54396111217.
Tommy, Lieutenant wants to see these fellas.
Okay.
Branson, Maneri, Zenda, Coretta. Clinton. Clinton. Silliphant. Duro.
2752. Dented front left fender, broken headlight glass. Owner, Morris Tomble. 1963 4 Kings Highway, Brooklyn. Alarm number 75,118.
Now, the function of these reports is to provide a permanent record. Or am I wrong? At the time of the assault, there was a gathering of people outside the bowling alley. Now, there's a nice specific description for you. A gathering. A gathering of people. How many is that? 2, 4, 500, 1,000? I thought the gathering was a nice, vague way to put things. Now get this. During his tour of duty, Officer, whatever his name is, discovered that the lock on the door to the store was broken during his tour of duty. How would you like to be cross-examined on that on the witness stand?
Sorry, Mike.
Take him in my office. I had these thrown in my face with a covering piece of paper with exactly 2 words on it. Inadequate information. From now on, all reports going out here will be adequate. Any questions? That is all. Clinton, I want you to stay.
What's the matter?
Last Thursday when you picked up Franklin Banhurst.
Yeah.
You didn't mention in your report that you hit him. His mother complained to the district attorney.
It was an armed robbery at Lovett's jewelry store in the arcade building at a little after 10 a.m. this morning. 4 guys, no positive identification, in and out in 8 minutes, know exactly where everything is and what they're doing. They leave the store and they scatter and go up into thin air. Nobody sees them after that. About 7 minutes later, Newton here is in one of the elevators in the building. It's crowded. He gets pushed against the elevator operator. She feels the gun and she screams, "Robber!" There's a near panic. Well, I'm making the interrogation in the jewelry store, so I'm on hand. So I bring Newton in.
L.F. Newton. You've been an investigator a long time, Mr. Newton. I never remember you being in trouble before.
Never. He's always had a pretty clean record, Mike.
But what'd you bring him in for, Frank?
No permit for the gun.
Come on, Frank, I showed it to you.
That permit expired 3 months ago.
So I didn't do anything about renewing it. What is there, a question?
What were you doing in the arcade building, Mr. Newton?
I was on a case. I was on a tail. A guy went into the arcade building. I went with him.
I just called to see how you are.
How do you want me to be?
Well, I was worried about the fighting this morning. What I wanted to say to you, Lily, you're their mother, you know. They trust you. And if you don't talk to me the right way, well, they pick up your attitude.
My attitude?
It's the pressure all the time, Lillian, that keeps chipping away.
I had my heart set on a new suit for the boy. That's all. I'm disappointed.
I don't know what happens to the opportunities, Lillian. Well, 6 months ago, when Freddie asked me to go into the market with him, I was scared. I could have made $3,000-4,000 like he did. I could have got the kid a dozen blue suits.
I don't want a dozen blue suits. I just want one.
I'll call you again later. Listen! Mike, I want to talk to you about this thing. I'm not going to take it just sitting still.
I told him what it was about.
I told you to wait, John. Now wait. Who authorized you to talk to him?
I'm sorry, Mike. He asked me.
Frank, keep him here. Adam, come with me. Let's go, John. What's the matter with you, John? You know better than to bust in my office. There's somebody in there and I'm talking to them. Okay. Did you hit him?
He gave me a hard time.
Why wasn't it in the report?
Because I didn't want to confuse the issue.
He's pretty confused now.
I brought him in legally. He was drunk and disorderly. He took more than one swing at me.
And you saying he provoked you?
Don't feed him the answers, Adam.
What's the matter with you? Whose side you on? I thought you were a friend.
I'm on your side, John, but I want your answers, not his.
I told you. He was drunk and disorderly, and he kept swinging at me.
What's the matter?
He was drunk and disorderly, and he kept swinging at me.
Is that the only way you can control him?
Stop feeding him the answers.
Look, you invited me here with you, Mike. I didn't volunteer.
This is a formal interrogation, and you're the witness. You hit him because he was swinging at you. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I hit him because he had no respect for the uniform. I hit him because he called me a cheap cop.
The complaint against you says that he was helplessly drunk and physically unable to defend himself.
He could move his tongue all right. He wasn't that drunk. Yeah. I'm tired of it all. There's no respect for the uniform anymore. I've been 18 years a policeman. And I've got some pride for the years. Yesterday, I walked down the street and I make out a citation for a sidewalk obstruction. Man tries to bribe me. Now, where's the respect?
Did you make a report out?
I wouldn't dignify it. I ignored it.
Come on, John. What's the matter with you?
I got migraine headaches.
You seeing a doctor about them?
I can't afford it, Doctor. I can't afford to buy my son a blue confirmation suit. I can't afford to stand up like a man. I can't afford to live.
He's sick, Mike. I think he's too sick to be questioned now.
Okay.
I'll get him some water.
Sorry you don't feel good, John. Is there anything we can do for you?
No, I'll be all right, Al. It comes and it goes.
Your headache is like my temper. Comes and it goes. I'm steamed, John, because you got 18 good, clean years on the force. You don't think I enjoy investigating you, do you? But that's the job. What can I do about it? John, why don't you sit down over there, huh? Take it easy. Think over what you want to say. And I'll come back. Okay?
Okay. Technically, I'm in the wrong. I was carrying a gun on an expired permit. I goofed, okay? So that's one technical error against 18 years as a licensed private investigator. 18 clean years. There's nothing against me, Lieutenant, not even a misdemeanor. I got my wife, I got 2 kids. You book me on this, they'll take away my license. How am I going to make a living? I'm a private investigator. I don't know anything else. Give me a chance, Lieutenant. You keep the gun here. Let me go downtown and get the license renewed. 20 minutes, I'm downtown. An hour, I'm back. Don't take away my bread for a lousy hour.
Mr. Newton, would you tell us again what you were doing in the arcade building?
I was tailing a man named Boatman. It's a divorce case. The wife wants the grounds. Boatman went into the arcade building. I went in after him.
Maybe I should have sent him home.
What?
Clinton, if he's sick, he ought to go home.
I think if he wanted that, he would have said so. Were you going up or coming down in the elevator?
What?
When the operator spotted your gun.
I was coming down. Boatman went up to the 15th floor to see somebody in the March Export Company there. So I hung around the 15th floor for about 15 minutes, and when he came out, I went down to the same elevator with him.
This man got on the 15th floor, and there was a lot of room. But about the 3rd floor, the car was crowded, and he pushed against me, and that's when I felt the gun. That's the statement of the elevator operator.
Does it say whether anybody else got on the 15th floor?
No. No mention of it.
You didn't book him yet, did you?
No. So far, he's a volunteer.
Mr. Newton, why don't you leave your gun here while you have your permit renewed? Take out a receipt, Frank.
Yes, sir. Receive 1 Colt 38 caliber detective special. Serial number 2356662.
Wait a minute. Huh? Mike, the serial number on the permit is not for this gun.
I got 2 guns.
Well, where's the permit for the other one? Even expired.
Better have a seat, Mr. Newton. You might be here a while.
Hold a minute, will you? John, we got something going on there. It's going to take a little longer than I thought. No use you hanging around here. I'll talk to you this afternoon.
I don't like this hanging over my head, Mike.
What am I going to do, John? Why do you have 2 guns?
Hi, Clint. Hey, Noby, he's still steaming about Parker writing this morning. He thinks that's something. Tell him about Harvey Proofwater.
Now you tell it. It is a great story.
Oh, no, nobody tells it like you do. You tell it. Come on.
It's true now. This is a true story. In Queens in 1947, there was a rookie named Harvey Proof. One day, there's a veterans parade. Proofwater's covering it, so he makes out his report. Today, there was a parade on Queens Boulevard. Some people were in the parade, some people were on the sidewalk watching the parade. So they call him in the next day, and they say, Proofwater, a policeman has to be specific. After this, when you write about people, say how many people. So they transfer him way out to the end of Brooklyn, Sheep's Head Bay. 10 minutes later, after coming on duty, a whale gets into Sheep's Head Bay, and he can't get out. Proofwater makes out his report. 3,000 people gathered. That's all. He doesn't say why they gathered. Nothing. Just 3,000 people gathered. So So they call him in. They say, what were these 3,000 people gathering about? He says, to see this whale. They say, what whale? He says, this whale. So they say, that's an important fact about the whale. Put that in. So they transferred him again. This time up to the George Washington Bridge on traffic. 2 weeks later, another whale. Right? Or maybe it's the same one. Comes up the river, goes underneath the bridge. But this time, Proofwater is waiting for them. He makes up his mind he's going to make out a report. He leaves out nothing. He writes, today at 5 minutes past 5 o'clock, daylight saving time, an unidentified whale swam under the George Washington Bridge while this policeman was on duty. As a result, 12,000 people gathered and 35,000 cars were caught in a traffic jam. He figures that'll be specific enough. Next day they call him in. They say, Proofwater, was the whale going upstream or downstream? He's caught off guard. He says, I didn't really notice. They said you're supposed to notice these things. It's the duty of an officer to be alert at all times. And they transfer him again. This time inland, the Central Park, up near the Museum of Natural History. Well, you know, they have that big whale, that stuff that hangs in the museum. This same day that he goes on duty, the whale is just coming back from having been cleaned. Proofwater stand you? Here comes the whale. By the way, out comes the pen and the book. He starts to write. But right in the middle, he gets scared. He thinks he's going to make a mistake. So he runs to the call box and calls the precinct. He says, Officer Proofwater, reporting, sir, I hate to bother you, but there's a whale going north up Central Park West. Is there anything else I should put in the report? No answer. Then the sergeant says, is he walking or riding? Ain't that a great story? Every time I tell a story, I break up. I can't.
There's a button missing on your coat, John. Get it fixed if you have a minute.
Is that all you got to do is look for missing buttons?
Now, don't use that tone on me, Johnny. You know better than to come
If I find the time, I'll do something about it.
If you find the time, you'll make the time. I'll give you 20 minutes to get that button put on.
What do you want, buttons? I'll give you all the buttons you want. I'll give you buttons for every man in the precinct. I'll give...
What did you do to yourself? What happened, John?
What happened?
He's got a nosebleed.
Get the pressure point.
Come on, clear out of here, will you?
It's just an earthquake.
Will you keep your mouth shut?
Look, Jess, don't try to tell me the day is night. When did I first get that call with the complaint about Clinton? 9 o'clock this morning, right? 9 o'clock this morning. And what time is it now? Sure, I'm a wise guy. When I walked into my office this morning, among 20 other things, I got that beef against Clinton. And here it is, the afternoon of the same day, and I haven't spoken to him yet. I'm being delinquent in my duty, I guess. I'm remiss. I'll talk to him, Jess, as soon as I can, which may not be till tomorrow. Look, Jess, if you get off my back and give me a chance to clean up all the other things, I might finally get around to talking to him. Phil, Mike Parker, do me a favor, will you? Get Clinton in off his beat. When he gets here, send him up to see me. I can't wait till he finishes his tour. I'll tell you what, get somebody to take his place. When he gets here, send him up. Thanks, Billy.
I went to Newton's home and I went to his office. In neither place could I find a gun with the serial numbers that would match the serial numbers on the permit he showed us. Now, I found this one in the closet of his home. His wife said he hid it there from the kids. I found this one in the desk in his office.
Did you find any other permits?
No.
Newton said he followed somebody named Boatman to the March Export Company. Well, the March Export Company never heard of anybody by that name.
Maybe we could try and find this Boatman and question him.
You don't understand, Frank. There isn't anybody by that name. Newton's stories are phony from the beginning to the end.
Frank found these guns on Newton's premises.
No permit.
You don't suppose he's using his one legal permit to secure other guns, do you?
For what, Adam?
Well, the arcade robbery this morning. 4 men with 4 guns. Now, these things are not the easiest things in the world to get. Maybe he supplied these fellas with these.
Well,
Lieutenant Parker.
Pretty heavy guy. My guess.
What do you mean he's not his feet?
Stairs to walk, he'd walk down.
Why don't you check up on him?
Frank, why don't you stop?
Maybe he met with an accident or something.
Work down.
Call me back. Clinton apparently disappeared off his beat.
What is it? A few drops of aromatic spirits in water. It won't hurt. Go ahead. I can't stop crying. I got nothing to cry about. I don't know what I'm crying about. I just keep crying like a sin was done, or a crime is moving through the world. You want me to call your precinct for you? No. I don't want to see me like this. You ought to get some help. I can get an ambulance for you if you want me to. No, I don't need an ambulance. I'm 47 years old. I get these blues. I don't know what to look for to make me have joy anymore. I lost my life somewhere. And there's no lost and found you can go to for a lost life. I only see where the leaves are trying to hang on to the dead trees. I can't hang on to a penny, you know. My wife is sick. Can I use your phone? Sure, go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
How you feeling?
John, what's the matter?
I'm crying like a little kid, Lillian.
What are you, drunk?
What would I drink for when I'm on duty?
Where are you? John, where are you?
To tell you the truth, Lillian, I'm in hell. I'm deep down in the lowest part of hell, Lillian.
Johnny, I can hear you crying. Please, Johnny, please don't cry.
The boy thinks I'm cheap, Lillian. Tell him he's my son, too, the same as yours. Lillian, what's gonna happen to a boy who can't respect his father? You grow up standing on air. I don't...
Yes, John. What did you start to say?
That's trouble.
Do you still want me to come upstairs?
Well, if it is trouble, I think a woman can talk to a woman better than I can.
I can't tell if it's for real or not. On any other day, if Clinton wasn't behaving this way, I don't think she'd be worried about this. This way, she's worried about Clinton, and all kinds of wild ideas come into her head about the kid.
Which kid?
Clinton's boy. He didn't come right home from school today.
How long ago was he supposed to be home?
Well, 2.5 hours ago. The mother's half out of her head. She's been calling the stations, been calling the hospitals.
Was she up there alone?
There's a daughter up there. And the daughter's a kid, and she's half hysterical.
Honey, would you go up there? I'll be up in a couple of minutes. Go up with him. Now, is there any reason why you're worried about the boy? Anything tangible?
Well, just that he didn't come home from school today.
I see. Is this something he's done before?
Well, I asked her about that. She said that once in a while he'd come home an hour late. She called all his friends. Nobody saw him.
What school?
279.
All right, I want one car to stay here and the other one to check the school. Go around the playgrounds and check the kids there, the candy stores, and the teachers if you can find them. And sometimes the kids like to go to the movies.
Adam, can I talk to you?
I want to get in touch with Lieutenant Parker. He's probably at the precinct or he's downtown at Commissioner Zetman's office. Either way, the switchboard ought to be able to help you find it.
Adam, I can't go up there alone. I've never met the woman.
Honey, I have to talk to Mike.
Well, then I'll wait for you, all right? I mean, it'd be a different thing if we both went up together. She knows you.
This isn't any time and ceremony. Go ahead up.
Well, I don't know her.
Well, she's a policeman's wife. You're a policeman's girlfriend. And what better introduction do you need?
I've got Lieutenant Parker.
Please. Hello, Mike. Adam, I'm here.
They said the kid is missing. What?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I sent a car over to the boys' school to check around over there. Listen, are you still at the commissioner's office?
I've been back about 15 minutes.
What happened?
What do you think happened? I tried not to commit myself until I could talk to Clinton, but Zentner wouldn't buy it. I finally had to admit he was AWOL. There's no way out.
That's it then, huh? Now, what did you do with Clinton? Did he suspend him?
Suspension is just the beginning. I got a bulletin out for Clinton right now, and we're supposed to pick up his gun.
Right.
I don't like to talk about him in front of the children. You don't mind me talking to you like this, do you?
No, of course not.
It's been so locked up in me. He's a good man. He's frightened. I I don't know whether he thinks the life is draining out of him or what. He worries about money until it's become an obsession with him. Okay. It's hard to keep up. All right, it's hard for everybody. I don't understand him at all. 5 years ago, I swear to you, he'd have taken the shirt off his back or the last penny out of his pocket and given it to me and the kids. Now there isn't enough money in the whole world.
Mama, Mama, Johnny's downstairs. You have to see him, Mama.
Johnny! Where have you been? You've got me almost out of my mind. Where were you?
I was with Pop.
What are you wearing?
This is my new suit for the confirmation.
Where did you get it?
Pop bought it. Mama, it cost $134. You hear me, Ma? $134.
Where's your father now?
I don't know.
I'm having a bit of trouble. That button we were talking about this morning. Well, I had it, and I lost it. And I've been looking everywhere. I can't find it. Do you have another button?
Sure, John. I can give you a button. John, have you got your gun on you?
Why wouldn't I?
Good. Good man. Let me see it. Huh?
Where's the button?
Well, give me the gun and I'll give you the button.
No. You give me the button first.
Hand over your gun, John.
Because it's a lie. You don't have it. There's always a button missing and nobody can find it. If you had it, you wouldn't give it to me. You're under arrest. You're all under arrest! You two! The whole world is under arrest here!
I think the best thing, Lieutenant, is to come down here and see for yourself.
All right, over against the wall. Over against the wall, Lieutenant.
I'm sorry I had to get you in this, Lieutenant.
What did you want to talk to me about, John?
I kept waiting to talk to you. How long was I supposed to keep on waiting? With charges hanging over my head.
You got a grievance against me, John? Why take it out on everybody else? Why don't you tell everybody to get out of here and you and I can sit down and have a little talk?
They're all under arrest, Lieutenant. Just the same way you are.
What's the charge, John? You've been a policeman long enough to know that you can't make an arrest without a charge.
I'm bringing a complaint, Lieutenant. They're unsatisfactory as human beings. I know you didn't have it. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it.
What are you looking for, John? Maybe I can help you to find it.
There's a button missing. There's a hole in the world. And a crime of some sort.
You're all criminals! Each and every one of you!
If I said to you, give me 3 reasons why you ought to exist, there isn't one of you could look me in the face and give me an answer. You've been policemen for 18 years. You certainly know the difference between right and wrong. And now charges are made against you. Complaints are made against you, alleging that you used unnecessary violence against a poor, drunken, and helpless prisoner. And you can't deny it's true, can you? Can you? What have you made out of yourselves? Or is it you were constructed of shoddy, inferior materials to begin with? Are you going to tell me that there were no chances? How many times did you sit there with the blank application for the sergeant's exam in your lap? Didn't you just sit there and do nothing about it?
Put your guns on the table and stand against the wall. Do as I tell you.
What happened to the marriages you made? Did they grow and come to flower like you promised in your heart on that marriage day? And whose fault was it? What did you do when you got up morning after morning and saw the spirit dwelling out of your wives? What did you do when you saw your wives growing grayer and grayer? There they are, wives, pledged to be faithful, washing and whitening and writing clothes in the washing machine, themselves growing gray and dingy. And isn't it a crime against you all that you did nothing to stop that? Couldn't you have given them something? Wasn't there a single piece of brightness? Wasn't there? A button to give a wife like that. Even from your own uniform. So you'd move against crime and criminals with a button missing. No wonder there has to be an inspection every morning to check the buttons. Make sure they're shining in people's eyes. Razzle-dazzling them so they can't see you're all worthless. That's why it's called a crime. To have a button missing. But I tell you, there's a larger crime. That all the shining is on the outside of you. And that inside is as dead as night. Why is it something to laugh about? Can't you see there's some sort of crime here? I'm trying to find out what the punishment is.
Kill them!
No.
Kill them all!
Don't you understand? Can't you understand? It's me I'm talking about.
You? Then we gotta kill you too.
Must I be exterminated?
Look at him, I found it. You're right. Newton rented a little office on the 17th floor. It's all in here. Jewelry, guns, everything.
That's good, Frank.
What happened?
I'll tell you about it later.
This is Sergeant Higgins of the 65th Precinct. Send an ambulance. We have a man here who needs help.
Hello? Oh, Libby. I didn't know you were there. Put Lillian on the phone. John wants to talk to her.
I don't know what to say.
Go ahead. Lillian's been worried about you. She wants to hear your voice.
Lillian? How do you like the boy's blue suit I got him?
There are 8 million stories in the naked city. This has been one of them.
This has been a Screen Gems film presentation from Columbia Pictures. Herbert B. Leonard, executive producer.